Welcome back. This is episode 7.
7.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Or 8. We don't know. We don't know when they're putting this out.
It's the next one we're filming.
Well, we might have one in between. Might have a Halloween.
Yeah, it's true. Spooky Ep.
Yeah. Well, either way, this is another episode. Possibly 7, 8. Could be 28. Who knows?
Woo!
69? But 69.
69, baby. Oh, yeah.
But this episode, we thought we'd do something different.
Ooh.
We are going to focus on a single topic the whole time, believe it or not.
Yes.
ADHD, put it to the side for now, and we're going to focus. Whoosh. We're going to look at Metacritic's top 100 rated games of all time.
Technically for the second time.
We never did this the first time.
Yeah, we did.
No,
we
we
looked
didn't.
at the top 100.
We didn't.
We just didn't go all the way
We
through
just
it.
like skimmed through it. This was months ago, and we didn't really do much with it at all. It was like a really quick thing. This whole episode, Brock, we've talked about this. By the way, we might get silly goofy because it's literally 11:35 at night, and we all have work tomorrow morning.
Yeah. Let's go.
But no, I'm just explaining what we're doing. Calm down. So we're going to look through Metacritic's top 100 games of all time. We're going to see if they are boom or doom. Boom or doom.
This would have been a good time to use the voice
Yeah,
changer.
Double chunk chocolate cookie. Double chunk chocolate cookie.
Brock's
That's for our super fan Christy Faith. That was for
that
you.
was for you and everyone else who watches that. But let's get into it. Stop holding us up, Brock. We want to get into this.
I'm waiting on you.
Also, by the way, we've got our gamer beverages. Say something, Ben, so it goes to the wide shot.
Gamer.
Gamer beverage. You got to both say like same time.
Gamer beverage.
Gamer beverage. Come on, we got to keep saying back and forth. Gamer beverage.
Gamer beverage.
Gamer beverage. We got Mountain Dew.
Sponsor us, Pepsi.
Thank you. All right, stop looking at that screen. Focus on that one.
I have zero interest in the beverages.
Oh, okay, whatever. So,
Next.
top 100 games of Metacritic. See, this is for the actual Metascore, so the reviewers, not for the users,
The critics, yeah.
the critics. Let's see if these critics
A right or wrong?
are right or wrong. All right, so,
Flying start. Minecraft is below the top 100.
well, no, don't worry. We're not looking below that. We're looking at number 100. Super Mario World 3D.
Meh.
This is the Wii U one.
Yeah.
I heard people like this
3D
game.
World was out on 3DS and Wii U, and then they added Bowser's Story and it came to Switch.
That says it's a Metacritic must play, so it must be biased.
Yeah, no. I mean, I'm neither here nor there, but I don't feel like I'm dying to put this in the top 100.
Look, just very, very quickly, we've said how Pokemon doesn't innovate very well anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Mario's the same. It's literally,
you're
yeah,
right.
we'll do the same thing and then a little tiny twist.
Number
That's it.
100 Mario. Yeah, whatever.
No, it shouldn't
All right,
be
so
there.
we've got the next 3. God of War 2 at 99. I feel like that might be deserved
Yeah.
because I never played God of War 2, but I know that it looks very good for a PS2 game.
Yeah.
Came out 2007, which it says there.
I haven't played any of the God of Wars. I know the original ones were well considered for hack and slash games. The most recent ones are very good story sort of games.
Yes.
Correct. Very correct.
I have no problem with it being there.
Yeah,
I haven't played it, but I've got no problem with it.
God
being
of War 99, I'm happy with that. Braid 98, I haven't heard of that game in a long, long time.
No,
Never heard of it.
I don't believe it belongs there. It should not be in the top 100.
It was an early Xbox Live Arcade game, so like downloadable game. A cool idea, like one of the first original like indie darling sort of
Yes.
games. It was like you could reverse time.
Which was a pivotal point of like certain
think
puzzles.
Super Hot, sort of, with some of the stuff you could do. Oh, not Super Hot. What's that game where you can reverse time a little
Prince
bit?
of Persia.
No, not Prince of Persia. We're talking about good games here. Yeah. No, there was
Sonic Man.
yeah, even though I said it.
Yeah. He knows what he did.
Yeah, but you could just reverse time after things happened. I don't think
Cool
so.
premise.
Can I
but I mean,
spoil it a little bit? Because
Sure.
I'll tell you what.
I'm
it
never
does
playing
more.
it.
It was too artsy fartsy.
It
The
is
whole
very
thing was like,
artsy.
oh, I need to go rescue the princess, and you find out at the end the princess is a nuke.
better than
It
Zelda.
was-
I didn't know that. I knew that was some weird thing.
It was,
Yeah,
it was a
whatever.
bomb or something. It's just weird arty-farty thing. That's what carried it for all the critics. I don't believe it belongs in top 100.
All right, 97 Unreal Tournament. Is this 2004? Yeah, Unreal Tournament 2004. I've never played Unreal Tournament ever.
I have.
I was about to ask you.
So that's what we used to play all the time at high school. I believe it does belong
Yeah,
top 100.
no, that's
If
from
there's-
everything I know.
If there's any other of the series in there, I'd say they should all be just lumped together. I don't think they should have separate things because, again, they're all very much the same.
They only
It's
did
just
like 1 or 2 more after this, didn't they?
They did like 4 of them.
No, after this, I'm saying.
No, they did quite a few because Epic it was what Epic was using to sort of showcase the Unreal Engine. Every time
I
the
just,
Unreal
I
Engine
just don't
went up
remember any Unreal Tournament games like ever. I know of them. I always thought
I
of them
never
as
played one.
late 90s, early 2000s FPS.
definitely
games.
belongs in top 100 in my opinion.
It's got legacy. I
Yeah.
don't doubt it.
I think it's going to be a lot for most of these games on this list.
Yeah, I think that I'm happy with that though. I know it did a few things. I mean, it's the reason that the Unreal Engine's around as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's jump back down here. So next 3, Divinity Original Sin 2.
2017.
I know a lot of people really like this game. Do you think it deserves that though? At 96, Divinity Original Sin 2.
Top 100, I would say yes. I don't know if it's.
I don't know if it's
maybe
96 top 100. There's only 4 other spots.
No, I mean, I don't know if it should be higher.
Ah,
Nah.
Because look, if Larian hadn't done really, really well with that, they wouldn't have been doing Baldur's Gate 3.
I feel like Baldur's Gate. I'm saying it weird next to you. Baldur's Gate is just a way better version of this, way more polished. Do you disagree?
Different sort of approaches.
Yeah, but I feel like it's just a better refined version. I don't think this has had the
Well,
impact.
You're not
Yeah, I
wrong.
fully see your end of it. I feel like there's other stuff that should be
Yep.
a bit more. Half-Life Alyx.
Nah.
I agree with that. I 100% agree with that. It's the first AAA VR game.
Yeah, I watched PewDiePie play it on YouTube, I think.
It's amazing the stuff you can do in this game. I haven't played it. I really want to. I feel like I need a better headset for it, which sucks that there's such a higher entry level to try and get into it. But
If you have to spend the equivalent of, like, if you were buying it on a console and you had to then spend double what you'd spent on that console to get the, or not double, sorry, if you had to spend that again to get the equipment to play the game, no.
I don't think that's fair.
That's not a thing on the game itself. The game itself may be amazing, but in
it's
my
got nothing
mind,
to do with the game. I don't think that's fair at all. I think
If you
it's,
already
it's-
own a VR headset, you're going to buy a popular VR game.
yeah.
You
It's
wouldn't
a
buy
very
the
good.
you wouldn't buy a
We're
headset
talking
for
about the game. We're not talking about the console. We're talking about the game.
eh.
I think it deserves that. It's probably the only VR game in there. I would say it probably is. It is.
I'll say there's probably going to be at least one more in there, which also probably shouldn't be in the top 100.
I think that is by far the best VR game, Half-Life Alyx, and I think that's probably a perfect spot for it. It should be highlighted. There's a lot of other better games in it. 100%. Brock's wrong. That's my favorite thing to say. Dwarf Fortress. What's your thoughts on that?
I haven't actually played it, but
Neither.
I've seen a lot on it. I've watched other people
You've
play
probably
it.
got no idea what this is.
Correct.
Dwarf Fortress. How long has it been? It says 2006, but I feel like it's been longer than that. It was like the late
It's-
90s.
It looks older than that.
This is the game where you can do
I don't think
everything.
it's been out that much longer. Basically, it's
Two brothers, was it?
I think so, yeah.
Two brothers have been making this game for like legitimately 20, 30 years.
Yeah.
Passion project.
It started as like as you can see on the thing there, it started as like it's all sort of retro pixel ASCII sort of graphics. And it's all just like you are managing a mining colony of dwarves and you got to burrow into this mountain and like set up trading posts with other settlements that are off screen. And you can have things like elephants that like constantly sort of rampage through the wilds outside your base. You've got elves that will occasionally
Very
just like
complicated.
Basically,
it gets very convoluted very quickly, but you can also do things like there's little modules that have been written for it where like you play the game, you play it all, blah, 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 and then you can go through and explore it as someone 200 years down the track. You can come back and explore
It
this
is
forgotten thing.
insanely deep. like
Yeah.
the beyond you could do. There is basically no interface. There's like mods to make it actually have some sort of interface.
Yeah.
It's almost like Zork, it's almost like a text adventure to the extent, and like
So yeah, there's so many
But
like
there's things-
pop-up menus that like
Yeah.
dictate everything, and like you can have
but
things like
you can do everything.
there's
they can
stuff
think
in the
of.
background where the game like runs so much of itself in the background
I'm
that
gonna write this
doesn't
down. I'm gonna look into
it's-
it.
look it up.
But the only thing that I don't know if it's sort of, I could sort of agree with that is I don't think it's technically out. It is.
It's one of those games that is being constantly refined and
Yeah, and I
like,
don't think
pushed.
it's at a 1.0 yet. There's enough content in there. Did they ever get to 1.0? Or was
They
it
just released, or not just released, this is maybe 2 years ago. They put out a engine update so that it actually has a full, like it's no longer ASCII graphics. It's actually sprite-based
yeah.
overlay and everything.
I-
I could be wrong on that. That might not be an official thing, but
for
I have a
for
feeling
what
it
it can
was.
do, I feel like it should be up there. But at the same time, it's also it's
worth noting
its
that
own beast. It's almost like
yes,
yeah. I don't. It's
it
more
is
of a
that convoluted that like most people picking it up will drop it within half an hour because it does not hold your hand at all.
Yeah.
It's the sort of game like we were talking before about how I don't like
All right,
Souls-like
we need
games.
to need to wrap this up.
Yeah,
I
go to next. It's top 100. Yes, where maybe.
I almost want to say its own category. No, but it's so amazing in its own way. But it's not for everyone.
Yeah.
Okay, next three. Pac-Man.
Are we just going to count that as Pac-Man in general?
No, this is Championship Edition. I remember this being its own special thing. This was on Xbox Live Arcade. Very good game. No, I don't think it deserves to be in top 100. This is a specific version. No. Grand Theft Auto Chinatown Wars.
Great game.
This is actually a really good game.
I've always heard a lot about it.
So
Again, it's one of those.
if
ones
you
I
don't
haven't
know, the original GTAs were good on you. The original GTAs were top-down shooters, or shooter 3D. It's like open
GTA,
world.
but up from Birds
Yeah, but
Eye.
a top birds down. And they went back to doing it for this one.
played. Okay.
And
It was a good little add-on for the handheld consoles.
yes, it was for handheld. You can get on.
PSP? Or was it just?
No, it was also on
DS,
on mobile.
isn't it?
It was, yeah, that's there, but you could also get it on mobile. I remember playing it on my iPod Touch in like 2011 or 12,
there you go.
and it
Very
played
fun.
very well.
Yeah.
I was like, this is really good.
Next.
I don't think it should be there though.
No.
Is that the original Splinter Cell?
No.
Pandora's Tomorrow.
Pandora's Tomorrow. No.
We need another good Splinter Cell
No,
game.
Splinter Cell, good series. I think it's influential, but it's basically just Western Metal Gear, and I think there's some cool things about it. I loved Conviction. That game was so fun, but you know, I'm not gonna say it deserves to be up there. It's a very good game though. You guys happy with that?
Yep.
Number 90, Last of Us Part 2.
I'm gonna say definitely deserves top 100. I haven't even played it, and I'd still put it top 100.
I would disagree. What are you gonna say, Ben?
For what? Oh, see, the combat's really good and all the action's good. The story wasn't the same as the first one.
Yeah. I come to me a year ago, I would have said yes.
I'd have to replay it
Yeah,
again.
when they brought out the PS5 remaster where they added the wave mode, the combat was nowhere near as fun as I remember it being.
No.
It was fun, but I was like, if this can't hold me for more than 10 minutes,
Yeah.
like, nah. The story, I feel like Neil Druckmann, who is the head of Naughty Dog,
Drop the ball.
didn't drop the ball, but he likes to be controversial in certain ways, and he likes to sort of, if you don't understand my story, you're too dumb for it, or you're not emotionally intelligent enough to understand it. At least from what I've seen, it seems like he sort of talks down to the fans if they don't like it, which I agree. You don't have to agree with what someone likes. I'm not saying he should have changed what he did in it, but it seems that his approach to, if you didn't like what happened in that game, you're the problem. You needed to grow up.
Yeah, rather than being sorry you
Yeah.
didn't like my game, but maybe it just wasn't
Yeah,
for
sorry,
you.
you didn't like my game. I wanted to do it that way. Hey, more power to you. If
Yeah.
that's what you think the story wants to do, but don't sort of. At least what I'm seeing, like that could be bullshit. That never happened. But at least that's what I saw. Gran Turismo 2.
I prefer 4, but I mean, if we're just doing Gran Turismo in general, then that was accurate.
Never touched it, but I don't know how iconic it
Something
is.
like that, I would say it should just count the entire series. It shouldn't just be.
Yes.
I don't agree with that because there's so many different games between series.
See, but I don't recall them ever having a bad game. It just keeps improving. Engine gets better.
I think this was the one that really kicked it off the map though, and I think that's why it was like this is the first one's like, wow, this made a big difference, at least from what I remember. I mean, I was 1, but at the time. But I'm happy
Dad
with
had
that.
all of them. He loved it.
You guys happy with 89?
Yep.
Sure.
Company of Heroes.
Never played it.
No,
It's
neither did I.
strategy. No, I don't feel like I even heard much about it. I know of it. I thought it was a bad FPS. It's telling me it's a strategy game here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say no.
Age of Empires, but like
I'm not saying I need to know every
I'm
game.
gonna say it's like one of the ones where it's like controlling a squad.
yeah, okay.
Yeah,
It's not
it
gonna-
like an
it's
XCOM
not-
type of deal.
That's what.
Yes.
That's what I was getting to.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna say no.
Yes.
Brawl, Super Smash 87, Super Smash Brothers Brawl. Do we agree that? I disagree. I like Brawl. I don't think so because I can tell you there's probably going to be 3 or 4 other Smash Bros up further, and I think only maybe 1 or 2 of them deserve to be in the top 100. Those games are good and they're fun, but I don't feel like they're that good.
The only one I really played was Melee, I think.
That will be up there.
Yeah.
Melee, I liked Melee a lot better than Brawl, but I still enjoy Brawl.
Is the Switch one any good?
Do you think it's in the top 100 games of all time? Those games are basically the same thing, just more characters on new console.
I mean, well, we could say that about quite a few of the games we've
No,
already
but
touched on.
those other
like
games have
Gran
innovated. Yes, 100%. Hey, if you look at the graphics between even Melee to the new to Ultimate looks better. Not night and day, like going from Gran Turismo 2 to Gran Turismo 5 at the moment. That is not. And there's so many things that those games innovate on and try and do different. Smash is just, hey, we got more characters this time. Nothing wrong with that, but it
I
doesn't
mean,
mean...
there's a lot of little differences. Like the reason why I like Melee much better than Brawl is because they changed how certain characters like float and that, like when you're actually moving. Like they changed.
That's not very big though.
Kirby's got more air in them.
There's not much. If you go between the games, you can't tell me much different about them. It's you go fight someone. There was a story mode in this, which was cool.
I'm sorry, you're telling me that a physics engine changed, like that's not big enough. Whereas you're going to say that they've innovated such like from 2 to 4 or whatever. What's changed? All that's changed is how the cars handle. Like yes, it looks better, but if we're disregarding that,
No. Have you looked much into the newer Gran Turismos?
no, because I have no interest in racing games. But I did play the original one. I played 3, and I was like, nah.
The new Gran
The new-
Turismos.
the-
I'm not a racing guy. He would know better.
We're gonna make you have a talk with Jacob.
They are insane. They're like a sim.
Yeah.
But like an accessible one. And there's so many things you can do in it that is completely changing it. This, I feel like if you go between the Smash games, it is literally, this one's got different characters to that one.
But
You're wrong this time. But anyway,
Huh?
go to next.
Virtual Fighter 4? I don't think
you
so.
should watch the Gran Turismo movie while we're at it. Great movie, and it explains that whole thing.
No thanks. Has either of us
Nope.
any of us played
No,
Virtua
Virtual
Fighter?
Fighter's cool, but on top 100? No.
No.
What Civ is this?
4.
2005? That might be even Civ 3.
Oh,
Have a
it's
quick
got a
look.
V.
No, it is 4. I'm not a Civilization guy. I know this game is massive.
I've always
I
wanted to
think it
play
probably
one.
deserves the spot that it's at.
Yeah, but I'm gonna fall back on like the series should be there rather than a single
I
entry
think there's a new one. Is there a new one coming
Do you
out?
agree with that for Smash?
for Smash.
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't allowed to do it for Gran Turismo.
No, but would you say that for Smash then?
I would say that for Smash.
I would say that if that was the whole series, they're all
I
at the
put
top
Gran
one.
Turismo at 89. Like overall, there's much better games, but I mean, it's for the
All right.
racing games. It's up
Next
there.
one's Knights of the Old Republic. I didn't play this. I feel like you would have played this, Brock.
Yes.
Thoughts?
Top 100, sure. 84, sure.
I heard that this game is amazing and everything, and the legacy, I know. I would agree with that. I think it did enough. It put BioWare on the map. What
They
before that?
They had games before.
They
that,
did. What, like, what, MD3 or whatever that was, or those games? They weren't big games before
No,
this.
no, but they had their Neverwinter Nights and everything as well. They had.
Oh yeah, you know, you're right. But I feel like this is the big thing where it's like,
yeah, if they put Star
This
Wars
was
on
like-
the project.
It opened them to a wider audience as a
Yes.
company because more people recognize Star Wars.
I
Than
think this is
D&D
what got
at
them
the time,
the ability.
unfortunately.
Them doing this and KOTOR 2 is what let them do Mass Effect, and which is what really opened them up to being their own studio and not doing other
I'm going to
people's.
say now we are not going to see KOTOR 2 on this list.
You don't think
anywhere.
so?
No.
You think this is better than 2? I thought people like 2 more.
No, people do not like 2.
I thought people liked 2.
Some people do. I'm indifferent. I
All
liked
right.
both for different reasons.
Let's jump on. God of War. No, everything I've heard. Everything I've
That's
heard that is,
original?
yeah,
Yeah.
everything I've heard is that the second one's better in like
yeah,
every
it-
way.
It does everything that you want it to.
I
out of a
don't agree
sequel.
with that. 83, no, it should be.
I'd swap them. Put
No, I don't think the first one deserves to be. I think only one of those first 2 deserves to be in the top 100.
yeah.
And
Well,
I think
then
the
you'd go
second. I think
to-
the second game.
I'd say that.
Okay. What the fuck? This
Yeah.
came out like 5 days ago.
Yeah.
This does not deserve to be up
We're
there.
gonna skip
It
it.
has,
apparently-
it has outsold every other Atlas game.
Really?
Yes.
I'm not surprised because apparently it
all
looks
the-
amazing and it.
All the
Zach
Persona,
bought
it,
it.
it outsold
Yeah.
all the Persona games.
Of course he did.
Jesus.
You
Yeah.
know why? I tell you why. It doesn't have a number before it.
No, it's
Or
it's
after
not
it.
so much that. It's the actual content is way more sort of varied than what the Persona games usually
It's
approach.
probably a lot more easy to jump into. That's what I mean.
Well, it's less the sort of style of like, hey, we're centered around a school, where like the time management thing and all that. Like, it's more just. I mean,
It's
I
too
can't
early to
I
put
can't
that
spoil
there.
stuff on it. So
Yeah.
go play it if you haven't. It's
No.
a really, really good game.
What is it? Metaphor or whatever?
Metaphor.
82
words.
metaphor thing? No. Don't agree.
I do.
You agree?
I agree.
Just
it
off
should be in the top
sales
100.
of all time, just because it's less than a week. It's just over a week old.
Yes.
We'll table this discussion until the next episode.
I don't agree with that at
I
all.
wanna
It's
look
a
in- I
good
wanna-
game.
I'm
wanna
not
look
saying
into
it.
it more.
Have you played it?
I played the very first part of it. I have not sunk, but I've only played the first part of it, and I'm already saying
I honestly
it's
don't-
really,
hey,
really good.
As
it deserves top
a
100.
big Shin Megami Tensei fan, not Persona even, I don't think any of those games deserve to be top 100.
Oh, I'm going to disagree on that. But anyway, go to the next one.
I have a life. I can't spend 25 years sitting in my room trying to romance XYZ person or trying to do XYZ thing. Let's next one. Metal Gear Solid 4 Guns of the Patriots at 81. I think it should be higher, but I'm not going to disagree with that.
Never played it.
Yeah, same. I have no viewpoint on this.
I'm going to be completely honest with this. There is not enough gameplay in this game. 100%. There is a lot of cutscene, over 8 hours of cutscene.
Is this the one that like takes almost 20 minutes before you're even able to do anything?
Probably is, yeah.
That would drive me insane.
The thing is, this is Metal Gear Solid 4, you're not jumping into 4. If you're up to 4, you're loving it.
See, I dispute that because, not dispute that. I don't agree with that because if you haven't played any of the original ones, but you also weren't around for those original ones, if this is the one that came out
This is deliberately like, no, don't jump in here. It is so far down in story. It's like, I don't know what would be. It's like starting One Piece at episode 623.
See, I dislike that as an idea of releasing games that you have to have played all the previous ones.
Well, this is
I don't
extreme
like
story
that.
game. Extreme story, and it's known for that.
But also, those games are designed for people who want to play, like, keep playing the same story. Now, it's
Yeah.
if you bring out a sequel, it has to be inviting to everyone who might pick it up.
This isn't that. This is a long running arcing story that's a lot deeper than a lot of media that I know. 8 hours of cutscene is so much that doesn't even tell you, and there's so many things that you have to read and learn about. It is one of the only pieces of media that regularly can make me cry and is so good, so well acted. I think it should be a bit higher. There is better games in the series.
I mean, there's 2 numbers up.
Oh, we'll wait for that. Call of Duty 2, Modern Warfare 2.
If that's the only Call of Duty game in here, which I don't think it will be, I think 80's perfectly.
I think 80 is good for this game. This is
I'm not going to disagree on that one.
This is the one that we talked about earlier with the no Russian thing. It was the one that I think pushed online gaming. I just did a spittle. Pushed online gaming into the next front.
Yeah.
I think it was important. I think this is worth it. 79 is Metal Gear Online. No, it's an online. That's part of a different game that doesn't deserve to be there.
Yeah.
And
I just saw it as 3. I thought
yeah,
it was the same.
No, as a massive fan of Metal Gear, as I just gushed a second ago, no, Metal Gear Solid Online does not deserve to be. That's an online component.
Is that the base building one, or is that in?
No,
Phantom Pain?
this is from PS2.
Yeah, okay.
This is an online game. Diablo 1 for 78.
I would have said top 100, yes. I would have probably put it in like 90s. I wouldn't have had it.
Do you think you'd put any other Diablo above it?
Yes.
The only one I played. What's the new one? Is it 4?
4.
I played 3.
No.
Diablo 3 was Era 37.
I played one with Jimmy. I don't know which one it was. I can't remember.
How long ago was it?
All the latest?
Oh no, it was before. Let's have a look.
It's probably
My
3.
library. I think it was 3.
If this is the only Diablo game, actually, I don't know. I haven't played them, so I feel like my opinion on all of them's a bit rough. I feel like at least one of them deserves to be here.
It's one of those ones that didn't hold your hand.
I know it was
Diablo
important.
2, I think, would have been better, but
Yeah, that's what I've heard. That 2's the go.
yeah.
All right, next thing, 77, Burnout 3.
Yes.
This is you, Ben, as well. Yep.
Yep.
I'm going to agree with that. I don't touch Burnout. I know that they're very good games.
They're all good games.
3 is Takedown, yes?
Yes.
Let's have a look.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm happy with that. I mean, I never touched it.
They're good fun.
We were talking about soundtracks and that in games
Correct.
early episode. This is like
A good
had
soundtrack?
a real good soundtrack, particularly one song that is just always in my top listens. Breathing by Yellow Card.
Yeah, very fair.
All right, well, we're happy with that. 76, Resident Evil Code Veronica, 100%. This game's amazing.
I haven't played it.
This,
Neither have I.
so if you don't know, the original Resident Evils were tank control. We had to walk around. This was the only one where it somewhat modernized it. Originally came out in the Dreamcast. No one played it that much. It came out in PS2, things like that later. This is overlooked. If you're a massive Resident Evil fan and if you haven't played Code Veronica, you are not a massive Resident Evil fan. This is actually Resident Evil 4. No, Resident Evil 3.
Okay.
What happened was, we're going to quickly just get over this. Resident Evil Code Veronica was Resident Evil 3, but PlayStation had a deal with Capcom that they wanted 3 mainline Resident Evil games. The side game was what Resident Evil 3 is, Nemesis, and it was just going to be called Resident Evil Nemesis, and this was 3. But they were stuck in this deal with PlayStation, so they swapped it. The actual sequel is the side game, and the side game is the numbered sequel.
Is this like the same sort of scenario where a couple of years later Capcom had the same sort of deal with Nintendo to give them like a couple of exclusives, and so they got all timed exclusives. They got Resident Evil 4, they got Beautiful Joe, and I think it's Piano 3 or something.
I mean, it's a deal that they had. It's not like a mainline thing because they did 0 and then they did the Resident Evil remake and then they did Resident Evil 4. But this game is very good. It's a shame people didn't play it even though it's technically a mainline game. It's just, it was all came down to marketing and money that it wasn't pushed like it did. I think it deserves that spot. All right. God of War Valhalla. Or Ragnarok, sorry.
Ragnarok. Yes.
Yep.
75? Yeah, I'm not going back to play it. It's a very good game, but if they make another one like this, I'm not saying it's top 100, unless it blows my socks off like crazy.
See, they improved enough on the first one. The story was engaged, like very, very engaging. The combat grew.
Yeah, the only problem I have with it is that it doesn't feel like it's much of an upgrade for the amount of time between the games.
That's fair.
It was like, what, 6 years or so?
28, 40. It's 2018, I think the other one came out.
So 4 years.
Was it 4 years?
Yeah. Which it was PS4 was when the other one came out.
Give or take a couple of
It
months.
still
I mean,
doesn't...
look,
I
top
don't-
100, yes.
Yeah.
It
still doesn't feel like a much, like, graphically that much better, even though it is. I watched the first one. I'm so blown away by
because
it.
it's a hack and slash. You want to play on performance mode anyway.
Yeah.
Unless you're on PC. I know there's been a lot of issues with it of late, but I reckon it would be a very nice game
All right. Yeah. Well, I'm happy to just leave that there. 74. This is what the original Splinter Cell is. It's like Chaos Theory.
Yeah.
I've heard this one's really good. I know we just talk shit on the other one. All I've heard about Splinter Cell's Chaos Theory is the one. I'm just gonna leave that there.
Look, I didn't play it. I tried the demo, or didn't enjoy it. I know it's really well thought of. It's not for me.
Yeah. All
But
right.
I've got no. It wasn't for me. I've got
Yeah.
nothing to say. Like,
Yeah.
no,
No.
it
That's
shouldn't be
fine.
there.
You're fine. Don't have to elaborate. All right. Let's leave it there. Is this Metal Gear Solid 1?
Yep.
This needs to be higher.
You reckon?
Yes. 100%.
We've just gone over 2 different Metal Gear games. If we give this one him, it goes higher.
Yeah. Well, I
it'll
said
be-
one doesn't deserve to be and one isn't in a good spot. Oh, one should be a bit higher. This 100% should be higher. It revolutionized storytelling in games. Hardcore did. There's so many things this game did that were revolutionary. The problem is I can say that about all the games Kojima, because Kojima is autistic with trying to make games be as realistic and in depth in ways he can. So, you know what? Because I know there's going to be more of them further up the list, fine, leave it here.
Okay.
Leave it there. Okay. Page 3. Super Mario World. Super Mario 3.
Like I said before, like the Mario games, it's just a little tiny bit of innovation each time. Super Mario 3, however,
It did
I
change
think-
a bit, didn't
I
it?
think it should be on the list. Yes, I'm happy with it being low
Yeah.
70s.
Yeah, no, I'm happy with that. You happy with that?
I've played a lot of Mario games. They all kind of blend together.
Yeah. Grim Fandango.
Now this is one. Again, it's one of the few I haven't played. I watched a friend play,
They
and I understand.
They
yes,
did.
They did.
Because I can.
It
It was stuck on PC for a long time.
Yeah. I mean, they remastered it quite a bit ago.
Oh
It's
yeah,
like-
no, I mean like,
Still, I mean, like-
2007, 2009 sort of
Yeah,
time period.
but yes, I think for what it was aimed to do and what it accomplished, yes, deserves to be in the top 100.
You know
and
what,
I'm
yeah.
happy with it being there because there's other stuff that's more memorable and more.
I'm happy with that there as the only spot for a Tim Schafer game. I don't know if I want any more of his games further up the list. Are you going to say like Psychonauts or something like
I
that?
was going to say Psychonauts.
Yeah, freak. We'll leave that there. I'm happy with that there. Ninja Gaiden Black. Haven't played this. I've heard this game's great. I heard it was like a console seller for the 360
It
and
was.
360
It
X.
really was.
And I know it looked really good for the times as
It
well.
was amazing for the time. Yes.
I'm happy to leave that there. I've got no problem with 70 for Ninja
I had
Gaiden.
like 6 Xbox games. I don't have.
Yeah, I
Never
never
played
played it either. I just know it was hard as well, but in a good way.
There's games I would played more, but honestly, 70, yeah, it's
Alright.
fine.
69 Halo 3. This should 100% be higher.
Yeah.
100% be higher. That is a travesty.
I'd
Spittled
probably.
again.
I know, because I'm getting so. Halo 3 shouldn't be 69. It should be so much higher. I reckon 30s
It's
upwards.
a good number for it though.
It is. It's pretty epic.
30s, I'd probably say yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
This game was so important for so many things. It was great looking game. I will say it's starting. Oh, Snatcher. We're starting to get to the point where it's starting to look a bit how you're going.
I mean, they remastered it for the Master Chief Collection, but like it
very,
would have
very
stood on
minutely.
its own, honestly. Like
yeah,
it wasn't that bad.
you can still go back and
It
play
was-
it. Looks,
Do you reckon they're going to remaster them all in Unreal?
they will have to.
I hope they do.
They will.
I really
they
hope
will.
To see the Silent Cartographer in Unreal
Oh
Engine,
yes.
that's gonna be so good. Anyway, that's not on
Yes.
Halo 3 though.
Should have been higher next.
Yeah, should have been higher. Bioshock Infinite.
I've heard mixed things.
I'm gonna say
I-
lower. 100,
I-
top 100. I think this game's overrated, but lower.
I really liked it. I kind of agree with you though.
Yeah, it's good. It compared to the other games, really good in some ways. Like combat, you can't do anywhere near as much as you
I've
can
got
in the
all
other games.
3 of the Bioshocks sitting in my PlayStation library, not touched.
I've played all 3.
Same.
The only thing I haven't played of the Bioshock like library is Minerva's Den.
Minerva's Den's great.
Yes, it is. It's the only thing.
It's
that,
what redeemed Bioshock 2.
Yeah, and I would say Bioshock 2, by and large, should not be on this list. If it is on this
No,
list,
I don't think
not
it
be.
should. It's having a renaissance.
Yeah, Bioshock Infinite, yes, should be on there.
Lower. I
Bioshock?
think high 80s, low 90s.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'll back you on that.
Call of Duty 4, we've all played this. I believe this should be,
That's
Oh,
adequately.
I think a little bit higher. A
Other
little bit lower. I mean, like low 60s, high 50s.
Other than Unreal Tournament, this was the only multiplayer shooter that I was playing with my friends.
We were playing this in year 8 geography.
Mm.
All sitting at the back of the desk, all doing a LAN.
Yeah.
on
See,
school
this
Wi-Fi.
came out
Hectic.
right as we left high school. I'm happy with it there.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to disagree too much. It did actually, no. I think it should be a bit higher because what we've said before, it paved the way for games that came after it. So many things copied it. And it changed. Yeah.
Fair enough.
If it wasn't
fair
for
enough.
that, yes, I'm with you. Quake, 67.
Yeah, I would put this a lot higher.
Yeah, I think it deserves to be a bit higher. Quake, it revolutionized FPSs. It did it again. They've done it again. The third time. I reckon maybe the 40s. I reckon Doom's more important than Quake. Hey, you know what?
Maybe not 40s, 50s, sure.
50s, no, I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
Ben, have you got anything to say about Quake? Do you
No,
know?
I've looked into it, but I mean,
Yeah.
I've got no opinion. I never played it.
Is this the original
Yeah.
Civilization 2, actually? Sorry. Looks
No,
like
is
it is. No, it looks like it's 2.
You were correct, yeah.
Again, I haven't played Civ. What do we think? I know they're important, but I don't feel like it these days.
See, I would have put them all next to each other and just be like, yep, here. If they're
Yeah.
good enough to be in the top 100, they could all sit over here somewhere.
I feel
Average
like
the numbers out, they'll
the-
sit somewhere in.
The people who review these games are very much the Civ fans, and there's not many of them, but they'll spend a lot of money on these games. I
kinda
don't
wanna
think
play
they're
one.
bad. Yeah, I couldn't get into it. I tried to because I was like, that would be cool. Oblivion 64. 64 is the best number,
I
by
would
the
have
way.
said higher.
Higher?
Not 64. I would have said maybe high 40s.
Where do you think Skyrim's going to be on the list?
Probably in the 20s.
So, going off of the other games in the series, I think that's fine there. I think Skyrim maybe a little bit lower than this. I think Morrowind should be the top one because that was the one that definitely made the biggest changes out of everything.
Unfortunately, I'm just gonna say I agree with you 100% on all of that. I don't think it's going to be though. I reckon
wouldn't be
Daggerfall's going to be higher than Morrowind.
Really?
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm going to put money on that. It shouldn't be. It.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, guess we'll see.
Yeah, all right. Next one. 63 Gears of War.
I'm a PS3 boy. I didn't play no
Gears of War was important. I mean, like, it was back when Epic was Cliff Bleszinski, which a lot of people don't remember that now.
This is the first, or is this?
It's the first one. Oh, no,
Yeah, it is the first one.
No, that's
2006.
3.
no, it's Gears of War, original 2006.
Isn't there a number next to it?
No.
No,
Okay.
it's a square.
All the covers do look fairly similar, though.
Yeah. Fair. I played through this with my brother-in-law.
It's a good game. It was one of the first killer apps on Xbox.
Yeah.
Like I said, it was back when Epic was a very different company, and they had the figurehead of Cliff Bleszinski, who was like the director of all these games, and he'd been there for years.
His name would sell the game.
Yes,
basically.
it sounds so rude to say he's a nobody now, but he hasn't been
He fell off.
he hasn't been a part of the industry for like 10, 15 years, but he was big. I guess, but I don't really want to see any more of them.
It's so
on the
odd
list.
to think that they went from Jazz Jackrabbit
To that, yeah. And now Fortnite.
Yeah, I
Madden-
mean, he's not responsible for that, but yeah, sorry,
Yeah.
Madden.
NFL 2004.
We're not American.
I want to say no. but-
I will also say no. It's a sports game. It shouldn't be anywhere near this list.
I don't agree with that.
I don't agree with that. either.
I don't like sports games, but I don't agree with that.
Do you? I mean, I know you're going to disagree with me.
Yep.
If on nothing else, do you agree that sports games, at least, should all be lumped? If it's a numbered sports game, they should all just be lumped together as a series.
Not
rather-
necessarily, because there's series like FIFA
Where they're
and this, and they are completely different. Year to year, recently, what you're thinking, yes, I agree, they're very much the same thing. You go back in time, and I feel like I've heard about this specific Madden before
The two, yeah.
because it was the one that made the leap. I don't think it deserves to be 62. I think maybe right up like 100, 99, just as like a little pity vote for here you go, sports fans.
Sports fans are not reading these lists
Yeah,
at all.
you got to give them something, man.
They can have like the 200 spot. It's a sport game. I've got zero interest in
Gotta give him a bit of something, man.
All right, 61 Chrono Cross. I haven't played Chrono Cross. You
Never
have
heard
played
of it.
Chrono Cross.
I
I didn't
have.
even know he had, but I just said it here because he looks like he'd played Chrono Cross.
It's a PlayStation original game, isn't it?
Well, it's a
Yeah,
sequel to
that's-
Chrono Trigger.
Yes.
Do you think
Um,
Chrono Cross deserves to be in here?
Yeah, maybe not 60s. Maybe 70s.
That seems very.
but I'd put it a little bit further.
I
along
agree
the
with
list.
Chrono Trigger, wherever that is from here. I agree with that. I don't know if I agree with this. I know this game's good, but is it much different from Chrono Trigger?
I mean, other than a big leap in graphics, and actually, no, not that big a leap.
That's
in
what I
all things
mean.
Considered. I would still have it. Actually, you know what? No, I would not have this top 100. I'd have
Yeah,
something
that's
else.
that's what I'm thinking. Chrono Trigger, yes. Time. We'll leave that for later.
I'd swap that and Minecraft.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I'm with you.
Minecraft should not beat 104. No.
Is this
It's a 3D.
Skyward Sword?
No,
No, Ocarina.
no.
No, because first of all, this is a remake for the 3DS that I don't believe really did much different.
It just made it prettier.
No,
Yeah, it's
I
not worth
disagree.
it.
It should be one spot ahead of the original game, and the original game should not be where it
Shut-
is.
We don't know where it is yet. Let's see. We'll get to that when we get to it.
I want to hear some tables banging.
Metroid
it's-
Prime.
The Switch version.
Oh, is this the
The remake.
remastered?
Yeah.
I don't know if I agree with that.
Exactly what I said before. If the original Metroid Prime is on here, this should be one ahead of it. But
Is
they
this a
didn't-
remake or a remaster? It
It's
says
it's a remaster.
if it's just a remaster, I don't agree. It should be one of the two. It's just the same game, and they just put a couple of little.
They've made it
They
pretty.
reformatted the texture to make it
Yeah, that's
slightly
what, that's
higher
what I
quality.
mean.
They
No,
should
it's
be the
not
same.
really
They should be
different.
the same spot.
Yes.
I loved Prime.
Mm.
Adored it. It is definitely one in like my top 100. The remaster it's just a remaster. It doesn't, other than tightening up a couple of small things here and there, which weren't really a problem, honestly.
All right.
Yes.
Do we reckon? I reckon higher.
Are you tying it in with the original game?
If the original,
If it's
game,
trying with the original game, lower. If it's its own thing, shouldn't be in top 300, 400. It's the same game. It's taking up a spot it doesn't need to take up.
Yep.
Arkham City.
Yep.
You think it deserves 58?
I think it's fine. At
I'm
58.
happy with 58 as well.
I would have said much higher,
Oh, like what? Close to the hundreds?
Closer to 1.
closer to 1. I would have probably
Oh.
put that in
Ooh.
like somewhere in the 20s.
See, I would have said maybe top 40.
I would agree with
Closer to 50.
top 40. I'm
Yeah,
happy
closer
with
to
this
50.
though. I think those games aren't.
It improved quite a bit on Asylum, just because it's all open world and a lot more
That was cool.
in depth.
Yep.
But at the same time, it's not. The same thing sort of happened with Arkham Knight, except the story wasn't as good. They just pushed it that little bit further, but that game was ridiculously good.
All right. No.
Yeah.
One. It's one or the other. I don't agree with this. They couldn't have been
Actually,
a different.
Do you want to read it out for those who are listening?
57. Yeah, you're right. Madden NFL 2002. We literally only 5 things ahead of this was or behind it was 2004. I don't agree with that.
I've already said my viewpoint. on
One
this.
of them. Yep.
Just
Both,
lump them
no.
together.
All right. 56. The original Devil May Cry. This game is really good.
Yeah,
I know some people
kind
like.
of holds up today in most
Yeah,
cases.
I played it for the first time maybe 4 or 5 years ago. I really enjoyed it. I know some people prefer 3.
Like, this is a 23-year-old game, and
That's crazy to think. No, it's good. It was originally a spin-off of, or was originally going to be a Resident Evil game. This was originally Resident Evil 4.
yeah.
It's crazy to
I
think.
think I've played 3. I haven't played any of the other ones.
I'm happy with this here. I don't know if I want any more of them.
I'm on
Yeah.
it. Yeah, same. Wow. I'm gonna stop.
Yeah.
Yep.
I know it's fairly recent, but Astrobot,
I don't think I've met a single person with a bad thing to say about it.
I sort of agree. I haven't played it. Everything I heard has been really good, but the reason I think I agree where it is because it has been, I don't know if this really justifies it, but it's the first game in a long time that has done a good platformer.
Yep.
And it's on PlayStation. When was the last time you could say there was a good platformer on PlayStation? It wasn't like the Crash remake.
The Ratchet and Clank.
Which was
That's not a
exclusive.
platformer though. I don't consider that a
Yeah.
platformer. I'm going to agree with that. Everything I've heard is great. There's a lot of
Cool Easter
soul
eggs
putting
and
into it.
stuff,
Yep.
yeah.
I am perfectly happy with where
Yep.
that is.
I'm happy where that is. Okay. 54 Elden Ring. If there's any other Souls games above this or below this, like close to the one, I don't agree. I think this should be in that spot. This is the best Souls game. As someone who's only played a few, everyone I've talked to has agreed this is the best one. You can't really go past it.
I'm not going to dispute that with you.
Mm.
I'm happy for it to be there. If there is another, like not Souls game, but if there's another From Software game, the only thing I feel should be higher is Bloodborne.
The big call.
I know people love Bloodborne, but I think there's a lot of love for Bloodborne because it's trapped on the PS4.
Yes.
Oh, now on the 5.
Getting a remaster.
Yeah,
for
yeah,
the
but
Pro.
yeah,
Yeah.
but I feel like this is the better, more replayability, a lot more to do. It's a good
It's
game.
the more inviting for a new
Yes.
player as well.
There's
isn't
a
it?
lot more to do in this game. I think this should maybe be a bit higher, like closer to the 1, sorry. A bit lower on the list. 53, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4.
I would have liked to see it higher, but I'm okay with 53.
I sort of think, I don't disagree with it here, but if I see the rest of them,
I don't think
Lower
the
on
rest
the
of them
list?
will be up.
I don't know, those first two, a bit before our time, they had a lot of love.
Yeah.
A lot of likes. I
was
sort of
gonna
agree for
say,
those two more than this.
Everything after. I mean, how many have been in the series? Like 1 and 2, I
4.
remember.
It's 5.
There's 5. Okay.
There's one on the PS4. It was
everything-
just before the deal ran out. It was
Really?
it was terrible. Yes.
like 3 and 4 kind of blend together for me, and I don't remember them
I agree
much.
with that. I didn't
Yeah.
play 4, but I fully agree with that.
Yeah. 1 and 2, I sunk a lot of time
Yeah.
on my friend's PlayStation. playing
There's a
this.
reason they remade 1 and 2.
Yeah, and not the others.
Yeah. I think this should be higher in the list, and one or two should be closer down, probably even the 30s or 40s.
I probably wouldn't put 4 on the list. I'd have.
Yeah,
I'd have
that's what I
1
mean.
or 2. Maybe.
See, I don't think we're gonna, because like all 4 of them are great. I don't think we're getting another 3 Pro Skater games on this list between 53.
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised with these other ones. Okay. 52, God of War 2018.
I'd
I
swap
think-
them, but
yes,
I'm happy with.
yep. Yeah, I would swap it with Ragnarok,
Yeah.
probably. The story in Ragnarok's a lot better. This came out of the blue and was such a nice, refreshing thing.
Yes.
Great, but
Changed up from the normal hack and slash that the original games were.
Yeah, we need to get going on some of these as well, because I want to focus more on the top 20-ish.
Yeah, let's go. Go.
Final Fantasy 9.
No.
No, I don't agree with that. Portal 2.
Yep.
Yes,
Dead Center, yeah.
that is an amazing game. It deserves to be there. 49, Red Dead Redemption.
Should be
Yes,
higher.
I think it should be higher as well. This game is amazing. We need to talk about this a little bit. If you haven't played the original Red Dead and played Red Dead 2, it will be a little bit hard because there's a lot less you can do in it.
Yeah.
But it is a great game. Undead Nightmare is one of, if not the best expansion ever added to a game.
Finally coming to PC.
Finally coming to PC. God, yes, I can't wait. All right, let's
Next
jump
page.
down to 48, the original Last of Us. I
That's
agree
part
with that.
2.
No, that's
No,
one. that's
past-
remastered.
That's a
That's
remaster.
the PS4 remaster.
Sorry.
I agree
you're
with
correct.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
fair.
that game, we give it a bit of crap, but it was
It's getting the Skyrim treatment of how many remasters
Yeah.
and remakes they're getting, and it needs to stop.
the problem is you can't really replay it much.
No.
The story's, it's a good story, but it's
there's not
also,
much differences
I'm not
between
going back
playthroughs.
to relive that story much.
Yeah, on the grounded mode or whatever it is, where it's just like one hit.
Instant, yeah. Hey, for example, with Metal Gear, I'm happy to go through and look at the story of those games again because it's so well crafted and there's so much to it. This is fun, but
It's a once every 10-year replay.
Yes,
It's not, you're not playing it once
100%.
every 12
Yeah.
months.
yeah,
When you get nostalgic.
yeah, I reckon this deserves where it
And
should
then
be.
I'll watch the TV show.
Yeah, this deserves where it should be. I don't think 2 should be on the list.
Another matter.
Persona 5 Royal.
I'm happy
I
for it
don't
to be
care
top
for them.
100. I haven't played it, but I know everyone loves it.
Persona 5 is great. It is one of the few games where I'm like, this is going way too long. Way too long. If
Would you say it's top 100?
You know what? Yeah, just comparing it to the other ones because it plays way easier to play.
Yep.
But probably like 80 or 90.
I'm
People would
happy
hate
with
me.
that.
Yeah. All right. No.
No.
At 46, Madden NFL 2003.
So what we've
No,
had
get rid
of it.
2004,
Shouldn't be
3,
there.
and 2.
No, yeah, no. I'm happy with one of them here. This is getting a bit ridiculous now. 45, Twilight Princess.
Yes. I would put it in maybe the... oh, actually, no. I'm happy with it there. I was about to say I'd probably put it in the 30s, but honestly, I'm happy with it there.
Yeah, so 45 for Twilight Princess. Yeah, I've heard very good things about this game. I also don't really want to see a Zelda Fest at right at the top. There's some games 100% deserve to be there.
I've liked pretty much every Zelda game I've played, bar one particular one. It is in my... It's one of my top 3. It is the third of my top 3 Zelda games, but it's in my top 3.
I mean, like, they changed it enough. And you know what? I'm going to give it points because they mirrored the game on the GameCube and the Wii version,
Yeah.
which was cool.
That's pretty cool.
That was cool. 44 is Last of Us.
Original.
Original without the remaster. One or the two.
Yeah,
You
scrap
don't
48.
put the remaster 4 above. No. It's one of the two. You know what? Get rid of the remaster. Doesn't deserve it to be. Well,
No.
they both deserve 48.
Was it not on a different engine?
I don't know. It wasn't. It's not enough to think it's the same experience.
I thought...
They've remade it now again for the PS5. So there's
This
now
is the remaster, not the remake that they did,
they
which
redid-
was like a half-ass remake as well. They didn't change it.
They redid the first one in the second's engine, so there was a lot of quality left. But yeah,
Well, when
Again,
I-
I'd rather play the PS3 one and experience that on the PS3 than I would play the PS4 remaster.
yeah.
Which again shouldn't be anywhere close to
Alright,
48.
next.
Yeah, no. All right. Majora's Mask at 43.
Nah,
Don't agree.
I hate time-based games.
I think that's a personal preference thing with you. I think, well, I mean, it is. I'm the same. I don't really like it, but I know a lot of people have some big love for this game because of how unique it was. And for that
I'll
mechanic.
definitely give it. It was unique. It did something that not many games had. I mean, the only other games that had really had that sort of time scope, to my knowledge, would have been things like, I think the original Shin Megami games had it.
I think so, yeah.
Harvest Moon's the only other one that I can think of that had sort of like a ticking clock sort of thing in the background.
Dead Rising.
This came out well before
No,
Dead
I mean, in
Rising.
general.
I'm talking
yeah.
about ones that had come out before or around the same time. It did something that they hadn't done. I would not put it in my top 100.
Yeah. I reckon for me, as someone who hasn't played this, but I know how important this is to some people, 90s.
I'd put a different Zelda game there. It's still not in my top 100.
All right. Fiend.
Oh, look, another one.
Another one. We have got
Link to the Past.
Link to the Past.
Is that the one I
No,
have?
this is
It's the Game Boy.
and Four Swords.
Yeah. Look,
I don't agree with that because that's just a combo of 2 games.
and also it did one or two small things different than the original Link to the Past. Not enough that I'd consider it a separate game. It's a good game. Kind of stands up even in this day and age, but it's not one that I'm,
What
tripping
did he go
over
with?
myself to go and play again.
No, I don't agree with this. I don't think that should be in there. Link to the Past is a great game, but this is a combo pack.
And there should
think
be
that's-
three Zelda games in between 42 and 45.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. Well, 4
Yeah.
games if you count the double pack.
Yeah, no, that's I'm not liking that.
About
41 Halo 2. This should be lower on the list.
Yeah.
This should be, hey, I like Halo 3 more than 2. Halo 2 is an amazing game. It is the reason there is online console gaming.
Yep.
100%.
I'd buy that. Yep.
Yeah, I reckon this should be in the 20s.
Do you reckon the first Halo will be any higher? Well,
It probably will just
be.
because of how it innovated. The other ones are better, but it just had a bigger splash
Which is
out of the
probably why
blue,
the
but the
review
other
scores
games
would
were
be
bigger.
higher.
See,
They were bigger.
I'd still put Halo 3 above this one. I'd put
Yeah,
Halo
so
3
would
in
I.
the 20s. This, I'm happy with it in the 40s.
I feel like it had its Halo 3 is a bigger game. It had sold more and everything like that, but this was in the unique spot where it created the online.
Yeah.
So I think just for that, yeah. At the time, that would have been a big judgment of why people put it up there. But it should be in the 20s. Gran Turismo 3 at 40. Ben, thoughts?
I'd still prefer playing 4. So I'd say, if anything, I'd swap 2 and 3. Because what was Gran Turismo 2 was like 80s.
Something like that, yeah.
I'd swap them around because like what 2 did on the PlayStation 1 was pretty hectic for
Yeah.
the time.
No, that's fair. All right,
I still think 4 will be on the list somewhere, but
we get there, yeah. What do we got here?
Original Link to the Past. No, we just said our bit on this. It shouldn't be there.
You don't like it at all?
I'd like it fine.
Don't think it should be in top 100 because I hear so many people love this game.
Look, it's nostalgia. People get blinded by nostalgia.
39 Link to the Past.
It did a lot to bring like that game forward again.
Wait, no, this isn't the original Link to the Past. This is 2003. Link to the Past came out in SNES, didn't it?
collector's edition.
Oh, okay. No, that shouldn't be on there at all.
Yeah, no. Yeah, shouldn't be on here. It's just a compilation. Doesn't deserve to be on here. 38 Little Big Planet. No, I don't think that deserves to be on there. That was
you
more
compare
like...
it to Astrobot. I feel like that. I remember when Little Big Planet was like a big thing. It was really cool.
But like,
It's not for everyone.
and the thing is, are you going back to the coolest thing about Little Big Planet was like the creator, like create your own levels thing. The levels were fairly boring. They
Yeah.
were cool looking. These games are more like a glorified tech demo, I feel like.
Yeah, which is what Astro's Playroom was when it.
Yeah,
came
and then
out.
they made a proper game out of it.
Correct.
Which was really
The
good.
best part about the Little Big Planet is the Sackboy memes, which have
Yes.
nothing to do with Little Big Planet
Literally.
at all.
Yeah.
All right. I don't think this should be in top 100.
It was cool,
But not there.
Not 30s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vice City. Grand Theft Auto Vice City for 37.
I don't have a problem with it being there.
Neither. I know there's a lot of love for this game. I never really touched it. I know there's a lot of love, but
I played a fair bit of it, but like we didn't. My friend had it. We sunk a lot of hours into it. We didn't really do much of the story. We would do enough of the story
I
where
made
you
the
could
cars
unlock
fly,
a
and
lot
that
of.
was it.
Yeah, we do enough of the story where you could unlock most of that first area, the first island or whatever they were doing in that one, and have like a good amount of the weapons, and then we just see how long we.
I
could
want to say no.
last.
I want to say
60s
no.
maybe, but I would rather play. You put any of the other GTAs.
Well, the thing is, I feel like there's going to be basically everything above it except for the first two
yeah.
is going to be above this. So I don't agree with this. I think it
We had
should be.
Chinatown Wars in.
Yeah,
the
I feel like
90s.
this is probably where Chinatown Wars was.
100%.
Actually, in hindsight, yeah. All right.
Yep. there we go.
GTA 4.
San
No, San Andreas. San Andreas should be higher.
Yeah.
This,
I'll agree.
yes, San Andreas was the one that people think of. This is one of. I feel like when you think of GTA, it's either 3, this, or 5.
Yep.
Depends who you ask and when.
Yes,
they were born.
and when they played it, yeah. But this was the
That's
the
our
penultimate of the
generation.
PS2 era, where there was so many things you could do. I think this should be in 20s.
It was the first one you
Yeah.
could swim, wasn't it?
I think it was. Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah.
I wouldn't really call it swimming, but I mean,
It's-
Yeah.
It's the first one where you didn't instantly die if you touch
Yeah,
car
if you
blew
touch
up,
something
touched the
blue.
water.
All right, next one, Baldur's Gate 2.
Yes.
okay. Moving
I'm
on.
going to agree with that. Yeah, I've noticed so many people like that. Portal Companion Cube
No.
Collection.
Companion no.
No.
If it's a collection,
No, it's a
it
collection.
shouldn't
No,
be.
it doesn't.
No.
Don't agree with that
They
one.
really don't have much of a threshold for what passes as a higher rated game if you get
Yeah.
a 2-pack.
What is this? This
Is
looks
that-
like a Grand
Is
Theft
that
Auto
Liberty City
collection.
Stories?
I was gonna say
No, it's not. It's 2003. It is.
double pack. No, it shouldn't be on the list.
Yeah, it's
It's a
just Grand
collection.
Theft Auto 3 and Vice City doesn't
I
deserve to
love
be there.
Liberty City. Liberty City
This
is
would have
so
been
much fun.
sick to buy at the time,
Oh,
but
yeah.
no, it's no. Metal Gear Solid 2, Sons of the Patriots. I agree with this placement.
I'm not going to disagree.
If you look at this game and you told me, you look at it and be like, this came out in 2001, I'm surprised how good it looks.
Yeah.
There's so many things. The jump in graphics 3 years between Metal Gear Solid 1 and this is insane. There's so many things in this game. 100% agree. It had one of the biggest bait and switches ever in gaming, where you think you're going to play a Snake and you just don't. And they commit to it throughout the whole game.
Now Now I don't want to play it.
It got no,
It's
it
been
got
spoiled.
flack at the time, and in hindsight, people love it. All right, 31, original Gran Turismo.
Yep, leave it there.
Leave it there.
Leave it there.
I'm happy with that.
It was very, very cool for its time.
If it's being there, I'm happy for all the Gran Turismos to be lumped under it at that
I
spot.
still think 4
but
will come up
I-
before.
Yeah, I remember seeing 4 around a lot.
Anyway, I've said my piece on racing
have.
games. It's
Oh, look. Jesus Christ.
yes.
You agree with that? Yeah, I'm happy
This
with that.
is in my top 3 Zelda games. This is number 2.
This got.
I'm happy
okay,
for it
so
to
You should
it's
announce what the game
it's
is
Win,
first.
I was about to say it's number 30, Legend of Zelda: Wind Waker. This got immense shit when it came out. People hated the
They
idea of
hated the look of it.
Look of it.
And yet, because of the look, it still
It's
holds
aged
up today.
like fine wine.
Yes.
I'm
They
happy with 30.
They remade it for the Wii U,
Mm.
which, if that's on here, it shouldn't be because
Yep.
it's just a remake of that. Just made it prettier. I'm happy with it there.
Yeah, I'm happy with that as well.
Still haven't played them.
29, Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. I would lump this and Breath of the Wild as the almost same game
Yeah.
at the same spot, and I would
Yeah.
have it higher.
Closer to 1 or closer
If we
to
get
100?
rid of, if we get rid of one of them, if we got rid of one of them, yeah, I'm happy with that because they're such a good game.
I would have it probably top 10 in all honesty.
I would say 10.
I'd be
At
fine
10.
with that. I've seen enough on it to know that
Yeah.
it's a
It
great
is.
game.
It is my number 1 Zelda game.
Yeah, freak.
Not Ocarina of Time?
No,
28, the original Half-Life.
maybe a little bit higher, but I'm happy with it being in the top.
I'm
30.
I'm not disagreeing at 28. I think it should be lower on the list, like closer to 1. But I know Half-Life 2 will be up there, so I'm happy where that is. This innovated so much. So much. If you go play any other FPS around this time prior and you tell me that it controls good, you're lying.
So what I was going to say was where you have like you guys go on about Call of Duty
Yep.
before how like it set the standard for
No, I
everything else.
agree.
Half-Life
Yes,
was
100%.
a step on the way to that.
And no, you know what I feel like? Half-Life 1 was one, and then Half-Life 2 was one.
What year did Half-Life 2 come out?
2004.
Okay. Yeah. I'll back
I'm
you on
happy
that
where
then.
this is because I
I
know
thought
the next
Half-Life
one's
2
coming.
came out after that. But
No, it didn't. The episodes did, but not the
Yeah.
game.
Oh.
Skyrim 27.
I'm happy with it right there, honestly.
If this came out any years later, no, because it was looking outdated at this time. But I'm happy. It was such,
I don't think it looked outdated at the time.
bro. It looks
With how
it looks
much-
very similar to Fallout 3, and that was already dying in Gamebryo.
See, I reckon they're
Yeah.
going to have one of the remakes or the next gen versions up higher on the
They
list.
better not.
Mm.
I'm happy where this is. This was important for what it was.
I'm happy with it
Yeah.
right there.
All right, so there was 2 versions of Elden Ring. 26 is Elden Ring as well. I'm sort of happy with this here because it's such
The
instead
other
of
one, Shadow
yeah.
of the Erd Tree, was what.
Oh,
we were
was that what
looking
it
for.
was? Okay,
Might
I
have
don't
been
agree
Shadow
with
of
that.
the Erd Tree.
I don't agree with Shadow of the Erd Tree being whatever number that was before. 26, I agree with that if it's the only Souls game on there because you got to admit it's taken over gaming the last decade.
Got
15
Game of the
years.
Year.
Game of the Year.
Oh, look, I'm happy with it being
Yeah.
there. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, I don't think any higher. I think that's perfect as the only Souls game there.
I think move on.
Yep.
What is this? House of
25, the house in Fata, Morgana Dreams. I've heard of this. Yeah, the user score is 6.9. It's 96 for the review
Only
score.
10 critic reviews though. You need 7 to get on this list.
Yeah, no. I've heard of people complain about this game being here before. Don't agree with that. Don't know what it is. None of us have heard of it. It looks like
If
it's
it's a
just a
thing I ha-
random JRPG.
Yeah, I've never played it.
Yeah, no. It came out 3 years ago. No. All right.
Last page.
We're on to the last page. So we can probably go a bit slower here. 24, Mass Effect 2.
Yes, I'm happy with it there.
You know what? I'm a
As long if Mass Effect 3 is in this, I mean probably not, but if Mass Effect 3 is in, I'd put it at the same spot.
Yeah,
Mass
no.
Effect.
Mass Effect. Oh.
2 and 3, I'd put at the same spot.
Yep.
And 24, I'm perfectly happy with it there.
Yeah, no, Mass Effect 2 at 24, I'm happy with that. It was a very big game.
Yes.
Good spot. Tekken 3 at 23.
I do like the Tekken games.
Tekken games are good.
I suck at them, but
Yeah.
I enjoy them.
This is the first fighting game I think we've seen.
Yeah, so I'd get rid of it.
I don't
I'd
agree with that.
Budokai 3 there.
It's a very different type of game.
I know, and that's why I'd put Budokai 3
No.
there.
No.
I'm happy with it there.
I'm happy with it.
I can't see any other, unless
Yeah.
there's a Mortal Kombat higher up the list, but I don't
Yeah.
know if there will be.
All right. 22, the orange box. We've got to say no because we had our rule of compilations. This is the compilation, though.
Yeah.
This isn't the same series. They're all completely different
Can I
games.
say something?
Yeah, sure.
No.
Should not be on the list, but is an honorable mention.
Yes. The orange box was so important.
I don't remember seeing that cover. I think we've had this conversation before. I remember a different cover.
No,
I think
that's the one.
That's
yeah.
the reprint of it.
No, that's the. I think pretty sure that's the original. That's the one I remember always seeing. But very important. It is if you want to get value for money, buy the orange box. I mean, TF2 isn't really. You don't have to buy that anymore. But whatever. It's amazing.
Getting Portal and Half-Life 2 on there.
Portal, Half-Life 2, Half-Life 2
Half-Life
Episode
1?
1, Half-Life 2 Episode 2, and Team Fortress. That's what you got.
Yeah.
Really
No,
good
I think
deal.
it was that. That is the box art I was thinking of.
21, Baldur's Gate 3.
Look,
Not
top
my type of
100,
game.
yes. Top 50, yes.
Better than Baldur's Gate 2.
I've sunk way more time into Baldur's Gate 2 than I have 3.
Would you
It's
lump
also
them
been out
together?
a lot longer.
It has, and also, excuse me, I do not have the same amount of free time as I did when I was playing Baldur's Gate
Exactly.
2.
Nostalgia.
Nostalgia, yes, but it's also, like, I haven't been able to sink as much time into this as it kind of needs to
I do
be
like
played well.
Yeah.
I do like that it's one of the first games in years that has been that in depth.
That in depth
and that
showed,
good.
and actually, I kind of love that it did so well. Just like, regardless of how good the game itself is, the fact that it sold so well for a single player game with no sort of PvP multiplayer aspect to it. It was
Yeah.
sold as a single player game. The fact that you can do 4-player co-op in it is really, really nice and really, really fun. But the fact that it showed the industry, no, single player story driven games are still really, really important and can still really, really sell.
Yeah, I'm happy with where this is. I'm happy to swap it around with 2.
Look,
I'm happy either way.
I'm happy for it to be there with the caveat that it's such a long game and you need to sink so much time into it. And I really wish I still had the time for it.
Yeah, that's the problem. Okay. 20, Resident Evil 4.
Yes.
If I don't see something else higher up on the list or lower on the list, I keep getting mixed up. The one closer to the 1. If I don't see that there, this should be in top 5. This is one of the best games of all time. This is the reason there is the third-person shooter.
Yeah.
This is still an amazing, amazing game. You can go back and play this now, and it feels great.
Yeah.
They just improved upon it every single time. It's had the Skyrim treatment. It's on everything. It was on mobile. It was on Wii. It's been on every single console since.
The Wii version was the worst.
A lot of people love the Wii version.
I know a lot of people love it. I played it on GameCube and I played it on PC. Tried to play it on Wii. Hated it.
Fair enough, but I think it should be top 5 if I don't see something else there. I'll leave that for now. But if not, it's just a very, very good game. Yeah. Uncharted 2 at 19.
Never got fussed with the Uncharted games.
Neither.
I'm a Tomb Raider boy.
It was, yeah, I was
No,
about to
it's-
say,
that's
it's
they call
it's
it Dude
Tomb
Raider.
Raider for
It's
the
the same thing.
It's
but
Tomb Raider for the people who did want to play as a girl.
losers.
Yeah. Also, I mean, like I've played a couple of them a little bit, and they just all feel the same to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They look pretty.
I watched Brendan
do.
play through a couple of them, and yeah, it was pretty for sure. I don't remember a single thing about the story
remember
or any of the characters other than the fact that, oh, gritty white dude jumping around a temple. Cool.
Yeah.
I reckon should have been in the 50s or 60s,
I
and
reckon if you
the
put
only
all of
one.
Yeah, I'm willing to bet that. What was the one that everyone hated? Was it 3 or 4?
The first one.
I think the
controls
first
were-
one.
The
yeah.
controls.
No,
were
There
dodgy.
was one of the sequels that came out and everyone like
Well, I know 3
Like,
was
blew
loved
it up
and 4
instantly.
was loved.
4 was the PS4 one, and it was
Yeah,
very well
looked
done.
very well.
Yeah.
The Lost
Okay.
Legacy was that weird DLC, like
Yeah,
that
like the
left
in-between thing.
behind. But yeah,
All right. Well, I think it should have
Let's
been
leave it.
higher, just one of them. Yeah. GoldenEye for 18. It sort of deserves where it should be, but I feel like there's games that have been already on the list that deserve to be higher. I think Resident Evil 4 should be higher than GoldenEye.
yeah.
yeah.
It
You
had
better spot. I mean,
it's one of those things that like it helped us get to where first person shooters are at the
yes,
moment.
100%.
It
Rare
didn't do
were
en-
cracked during these
It
years.
did not do enough different to what else was out there. It just sold really well and had really fun multiplayer. Yes, it had fun single player as well, but like it didn't really mechanically didn't set itself apart.
No, but that's the thing. It was because it was restricted to the 64.
Yeah.
Yeah, I reckon let's just leave it where it
Leave
is.
it where it is.
Bioshock 17. I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
That game is great. It deserves the praise it gets. I'm happy with that. Is
I'm still yet to play it.
you should really play it.
Should.
I've got all 3 of them. I've got
Good
1, 2, and
story,
Infinite.
good gameplay. It holds up fairly well for being.
Grab the remaster though, because they fixed a lot of the bugs.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's what I've got. I bought the collection for it.
16 Half-Life 2. This 100% should be higher. It should be in the top 10, no doubt. 100%.
I'm actually happy with it above the 10s. It's a really, really good game, but it's one of those things where story-wise, it has its fun moments. It doesn't have anything there that I'm like, I need to go back and play it again. Like, no.
That's because this is.
It is.
So
I'm going to say something, you're going to get angry at me. It's kind of a glorified tech demo.
all right. Technical difficulty. The camera's died for a second. Brock was saying that Half-Life 2 is a glorified tech demo. He is completely wrong. I will kill you. How? No throwing. The gameplay
okay,
is amazing. It
The
feels
physics
really
engine
good.
in it, yes,
is
it was
insane
amazing
still
for
for
the time.
20 years
Still
ago.
does really well. What else does it have?
Amazing, really fun gameplay. Super fun, super fluid. There is rarely any other game I've played, first-person shooter-wise, that feels as fluid as Half-Life 2.
Nah, I went back to try and play it a couple of years ago. It feels too clunky.
What the fuck were you playing it on?
On PC.
I don't know what you're talking about. That game is so fluid that it feels so good to move around.
No.
It's got some of the best aiming I've ever had in a game.
No.
Ever.
No, sorry. No, it's like controlling a drunk sailor. No.
What? This guy's an idiot. Get the fuck out of here. Half-Life 2, bad playing. Oh, God. I reckon this should be top 10. Easy.
No.
I don't have an opinion.
Top 100, I'm happy
You've had
with
opinions on like 2 of the
it.
things.
Top
in this list.
40.
They're all boomer games.
No, they're not.
Top
Most of them are
40,
video
I'll
games.
agree with.
No, higher
Top
than that.
20.
We'll leave it for now.
You get one swap.
No. 15 NFL 2K1. No,
They've had
I
that.
don't care.
2K.
Piss it off. It shouldn't be anywhere
No.
on this list.
Number 14, Halo Combat Evolved.
Yeah, leave it there.
I'm happy with that. If it may be top
Yeah.
10, but I'm also happy with that. Is that definitely defined games. Doesn't feel as good as Half-Life 2 to play though.
No, I preferred it to Half-Life.
You're
2.
wrong. 13, Super Mario Odyssey.
No.
Stupid hats.
No, it's fun. Hey, this is a great game to like. Oh my god, it's like it's a good platformer again. This is probably the best thing since like prior
Since
to Astro.
Galaxy. It's
Prior
the
to
best-
Astrobot.
It's the best Mario game since Galaxy, but there's not enough of a gap between those two that
No.
I'd say we should have multiple Mario
I
games.
think
Yeah.
this isn't even in the top 100. Maybe close to top.
I'd put it, I mean, for how well it did and how much everyone loved it, I'd put it top 100, sure, but I'd put it as 100.
Yeah,
That's the
I'm
only way it
I'm
gets
happy
in the
with
top
that.
100.
I like the Wonder style where it's side to side. I don't really like the 3D.
Number
Not
12,
specifically Wonder, just those games in general.
GTA 3. I think I agree with that. There was nothing like this till it came out. It definitely
See-
revolutionized gaming.
I would swap this and Resident Evil 4. This is where I would have Resident Evil 4.
I'm happy with that.
Yeah, Grand Theft Auto 3, yeah, sure, top 100, definitely. Brought it into the 3D.
Yeah, no, I'm happy with that. All right, number 11, Metroid Prime. That
Yes.
seems too high to me. That
No,
seems
I'm
way too high.
super happy with that.
Didn't
there.
we have the Switch one earlier?
The Switch one shouldn't be on the list.
Yeah, so are we lumping the Switch one with this or the other way around?
No, I'd keep it here.
I'd put this like 30. I don't think this is better than half the games that we've
You
shown.
want a fluid shooter? This
No.
would be it.
No, if you're saying shooter, Nintendo, oxymoron, doesn't make sense. I reckon this should be 30. I know this is a very important and good game. There are so many games that have already gone past that are better than this.
I'm happy with it at 11.
Loser.
Exactly, Ben. That's why you're my roommate, bro. 10, GTA 5. I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
Freaking children.
You're wrong.
Boomer.
GTA 5, 10. You happy with that?
Yes.
Yeah, you
Yes,
can't
I-
like even if you didn't like GTA, you can't deny that. It's a juggernaut.
Multi-billion-dollar game. And
Exactly.
It's going on
It
10
prints
years.
Rockstar money.
It's
Yeah.
it's 10 years old next month.
Number 9, Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yep.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
This is basically a perfect game.
I see so many people who argue with that, and it's like, my guy, you're wrong.
You see what
Yeah.
they can do on a PS4? That thing is ridiculous.
Insane.
It's yeah.
Insane.
And then they not they remastered it, but they upped it again for when it came out on PC, and it's like this thing looks beautiful.
Yeah.
It looked great on a PS4, and yes, my PlayStation was a jet engine, but it looked hectic.
All right.
Yes.
Number 8, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3. This is my favorite Tony Hawk. This seems really high for it, man.
See, I
would put it in the 40s.
Well, it was 4. 4 was top 30.
Yeah,
I
I reckon
don't
this
know,
should be where 4
They
was.
should put them
That's
together.
I would put
Yeah.
1 and 2 at that spot. 1 or 2, one
Yeah,
of them.
no,
I'd
I
have
agree.
it
This
there.
is my one that I played, but I'm with you. I know they had more impact.
Yeah.
Number 7, Perfect Dark. No,
No,
it's more refined than GoldenEye.
Check
but
how many reviews it's got, but
Let's have a look.
it's one of those things where nostalgia blinds people again.
Yeah,
It did, like, it's an awesome little sci-fi
30.
shooter, but it's like,
I'd be interested to see if there's a way on here. We won't do it now, but you can see when they were reviewed. Like I know those were the last user reviews.
this website hasn't been around for that long, so it's people going back and reviewing games they
yeah,
played.
which means
I
they're
reckon.
being blinded by
That's what I
nostalgia.
mean. Yeah, because there's got probably a lot of that.
'Cause
Perfect
it's-
Dark does
I
not
don't
deserve
like
to be
spoilers.
number 7
No.
best game of all time. You're kidding me. It's a good game. I don't even know if it deserves to be 100.
I'd argue over the fact top 100.
it's
I'd be
just
willing to
a bit
talk to someone
better,
about
yeah.
why they thought it was top 100. It's not my top 100. I also know that the sequel to it is fucking god
Yeah.
awful.
It's just not enough different from GoldenEye. They just
It's-
refined it a bit
it's
more.
sci-fi rather than
Yeah, but it's not too much
Yeah.
different. Number 6.
This is where I'm happy with it. Look, see,
Okay, it's
it and Tears of the Kingdom are basically
it's
the same
well,
game.
say what
and-
game it is.
And Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild.
Breath of the Wild, number 6 best game of all time. I wish it was a bit lower, like 10,
Do you wanna
15, but
put
I'm
that
not, I'm not
with
disagreeing to
Breath of the,
disagree.
do you want to put that with Tears of the Kingdom?
I would put that.
I'd move Tears of the Kingdom up to here.
I agree with that. Tears of the Kingdom.
As
it
long as
sucks
they're
that-
both together,
yeah.
because they are essentially the same game.
Just
It's-
a straight sequel.
It sucks that it took
That's
so
it.
long for them to basically just do a big expansion to the first game, which is what
Yes.
what Tears of the Kingdom feels like.
I'd
It
argue
does-
that, but that's for another time.
I feel like it's just a bit better, but like
We need to argue about the next 2 games as well
Yeah.
because
Yeah, neither of them should
okay.
be there.
Number 5, Super Mario Galaxy 2. Disagree. What the fuck is that? Why is that there?
It
No.
shouldn't be there.
No.
While we're at it, number 4, Super Mario Galaxy 1.
No. Why are they there?
You just killed the.
Oh, I've just fucked up our recording.
Honestly,
Yeah, I did. It's all good.
But no, you should not have 2 Wii games, both a sequel to one another at 4 and 5 as the greatest games of all
No.
time.
just have Super Mario Galaxy, and it should be
25.
you choose between it and Odyssey, and
That is horrendous. No, I know those games are good. They were so similar to each other. Weren't they the same thing basically?
more or less they added some other stuff so you could play as Yoshi in number 2 and
my-
or
wait,
ride Yoshi in number 2.
Nintendo
whatever.
fans are blinded by nostalgia so hard, or they're just
Well,
blinded.
I'm agreeing with you. I'm a Nintendo fan.
yeah, I
100%
know.
agree with
yeah,
you.
no, you're self-aware sometimes.
Rare.
Yeah, no, that That's so dumb.
Neither
Super
of
Mario
those-
Galaxy and
yeah.
the 5 and 4, no, they're great games, but best games of all time, no, they're the same thing.
You go back and play them
2 could have
today.
been an expansion for 1.
Yeah, you go
I
back
played
and
them
play
years
them
It's
ago.
the same thing
today.
we just said about Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild. Same thing, just a little bit better.
Yeah.
Oh, way better. There's way better Tears of the Kingdom. Like,
Yeah,
way more.
but, like,
But yeah,
comparing-
exactly. Because Nintendo just doesn't know. They get formula good and then they just keep doing the same thing.
That's what I
Okay.
said at the start. Yeah.
Here we go. Number 3, GTA 4.
Yes.
Mm,
I wouldn't put it this high, but
I
I,
would put
agree
5
with
above 4.
I would also put 5
I
above
would.
4.
I think
Leap
I would
from 3 to
s-
4. I would say I'd put 4 above number 3. But for what GTA 5's done in the last 10 years should put it pretty close to the top.
Yeah,
of the list.
I reckon.
The physics in 4 were just so much fun. Crumple zones on cars.
Oh yeah, the physics were good. There was a lot of there's so many things I love that was specific to like shooting someone in the leg and they fall over.
If they
fall
don't bring it back for
downstairs.
6, I don't know why they didn't do it for 5 because that game would never have run on any of the current consoles.
Yeah.
If they bring it back for 6,
Game over.
yeah.
That
I just
the physics
remember
was so
watching
good.
Brendan play it, and he could not get behind the combat. I know everyone
So
loves
much
it,
fun.
but
there's a lot of things
Ballad
that
of Gay Tony.
yeah, there's a lot of things that I hated they did, like restricting you being able to get weapons for a lot of the game.
Yeah.
Restricting the map for a lot of the game. Things that it just stampers the creativity that these games sort of promote.
is it the?
And being a
I mean, it clearly
psychopath.
was. It was the last Grand Theft Auto game where your progress in the story determined how far, like what islands you could go to. And
No, that's
all
what
that.
exactly it
Yeah.
was. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Which it sucks.
Because I know
don't
5
think,
definitely doesn't. I just didn't
Yeah.
know if this did it.
Yeah,
or
no,
if,
this does it.
San Andreas was.
Which
I
also
reckon
gonna
this
do
should be swapped with 5.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I reckon it should be.
that. I probably wouldn't put 5 in my top 10 games, but I'd agree that 4 should not be above 5.
We're not saying your top 10. We're saying
Everyone's top 10.
everyone's. I
No,
think.
I'm just saying what I'm saying.
Yeah, but you're wrong.
wrong.
We're talking about everyone.
But yes, to your point, we'd swap 5 and 4.
Yeah.
Sure. Soul Calibur number 2.
No.
No.
No. Soul Calibur's a good game. In what world is
No.
that the second best game of all time?
In what world is that the top fighting game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sort of happy where Melee is now then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. It's like I said, that was in that spot. I'm happy with that.
Was Melee there or was it Brawl?
It was
No.
Brawl, sorry.
Melee has not been on the list,
Brawl,
which
Brawl.
I'm angry at that. Melee should be on the list.
Melee should be where Brawl is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm down with that.
Last but not least.
Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Okay. Brock and I have been at each other's throats all episode with this. We can
Overrated.
agree this is the most overrated game of all time.
I love Legend of Zelda. Ocarina of Time is not my favorite Zelda game, and I cop heaps of flack from other Zelda fans for that because they are blinded by nostalgia.
Did you see when the 3 of those critic reviews were?
Where?
2016.
Really?
Yep.
Where's it? Yep, 2016, 2016, 2016. A slightly forward masterpiece, but a masterpiece nonetheless.
I'm sorry, look at the happy puppy one. Realism is one of the major reasons this title is so amazing. No! In no world
I like
does
Dom
this
5K
have
down
any
the bottom there.
realism. I like the game,
Yes.
but it's not. No.
Dom 5K3, he's got it right. So this guy says the game is simply overrated. The high ratings are only because people were blown away back then. There wasn't much else like this at the time. Sure, the music is great and it laid some foundations, but the game itself is boring and dull. I 100% agree.
Yeah.
Its game design wouldn't hold up today, and you're often left not knowing what to do next. Frustrating moments and illogical puzzles. If there's ever a remake, a lot would need to be changed. 100% agree.
You hear that, Dean? The game fucking sucks.
It does. Dean Gallagher, you were wrong. I just doxed you, cunt.
Jesus.
This game's fuck it. I'm about to say it sucks. It doesn't, but it is so overrated.
It is.
It is so
Again,
many people.
just like was just said, it was amazing for the time. It had its time. It's no longer good.
I tell you what it was. It was all these people who say that. They got a Nintendo 64 on Christmas, just like that kid reacting in the video, and this is the game they got with it. and they think it's the best thing
And
ever.
they couldn't get any more games till next
And you
Christmas,
know
and
what?
they just played it. To
I just
death.
realized another big game from N64 that was on here. Where was Mario 64?
Yeah, Mario 64 was
Mario
on there.
64 should have been in one of the spots of the fucking dumb Galaxy
There's
games.
no
Yeah.
Mario
Fuck
Kart
off.
there either.
No Mario Kart?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but
No retro arcade games, Pac-Man, Tetris.
I'm going to use this. This
Oh,
can
there
be
was
our
Tetris,
clip.
actually. No,
Do you
it was-
know?
Ocarina of Time is the most overrated game of all time, and if you think I'm wrong, you're an idiot.
Clip it.
Bottoms up, and the devil laughs.
Sonic Advance 2 should have been in that
Oh,
top 10.
shut up!
End it there.
Okay.
We've
Um,
ruined it.
So that's the end of our list. Well, we might do some things like this again later, but I'm angry now. It is now exactly 1 in,
Yeah.
and I'm yelling that Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time doesn't deserve to be number 1, which is true.
And now I'm gonna go to
Apparently,
bed
it's
angry.
99 Metascore. That's fuck off.
But again, 30 people reviewed it in the last 5 years. I mean,
Which is ridiculous. I'm sorry, fuck. We should just get official enough that we can review it, and we'll review bomb it. 0.
no,
get
we do it.
good.
Paddington 2 got the highest rated on IMDb.
Yeah, but that's a good movie.
It is.
Yeah, it is. Marmalade.
Marmalade.
Also, Kojima thought that was a really good movie, so it must be
I
good.
follow him on Twitter, and you see all his posts and stuff. It's great.
Yeah. The little, if he doesn't say much about the movie, it sucks. If he has a big blurb about it, it's really good.
Yeah.
But basically, yeah, that's our list with that.
No, that's not our list. We'll make a better list.
Yeah,
than
we'll
that,
make
but-
a better
We will
list.
100% make
That-
a better list.
That is terrible. We should make a top 100 games list or top 10. We should try and agree on.
I'd go just to top 30.
Top 30?
Yeah.
No, 25, just to make it a bit more robust.
Sure, we'll do what Tom wants to
Oh,
do.
I mean, we could do a top 10. We could all
Tom
bring.
does fucking everything else, so he may as well
This
do what
is
Tom
true.
wants to do.
Tom
we
does
could
do
bring like
everything.
10 games each, and then we just.
That's not a bad idea.
Shuffle them and then work it out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure. No, that's probably a good idea. All right, but with that, let's follow us on the socials.
Yeah, do it all.
Well, this will probably be clipped to all hell because we've got some opinions in here that are right, and if any thinks they're not
Yeah,
right,
you hear that, Dean Gallagher?
you are wrong. But with that,
Let's save it there.
all right, see ya.
See ya.